James Cook's commitment to Georgia, in a funny way, was a long time coming. He'd been high on the Bulldogs since before he decommitted from Florida State this offseason, and has been naming them as his favorite ever since. What Georgia's getting in James Cook is, a versatile running back. There's a reason we have him as a 5-star. His team uses him in the passing game a lot. You see him split out wide. They also hand the ball off to him, and his speed and kind of his acceleration is the strength. He runs with decent enough power, maybe not the same power as his brother Dalvin. I think people fall into the trap of wanting to compare him to Dalvin Cook just because they are siblings. And James probably isn't as far along at this stage, but they have some of the same traits. They run with some of the same power as high schoolers. Dalvin developed a little bit more of that when he got to Florida State. They have similar acceleration. James is used a little bit more in the passing game than Dalvin was, and has been gifted in it in camp settings and also in Friday night settings. So what Georgia's getting is just another versatile weapon in a recruiting class that's starting to look like a monster on a team that's starting to look like they have a wildly upward trajectory. James Cook says the reason he committed to Georgia is because he wanted to win a national championship. He wanted to make some noise. And recruiting success compounds on itself. We're seeing this happen here. And I think everybody will be really happy with what they're getting in James Cook, who, when he does turn it on, is an absolute highlight machine. I guess if there's any knock on him is that sometimes he does take plays off at the high school level anyway. And people as talented as James can probably be, that's tempted into doing that. That may change on the college level. But when he's focused, he's as good as any back in the country, and I think he's going to be great at UGA.
James Cook's commitment to Georgia, historic. We've already talked about back-to-back-to-back 5-star quarterbacks at Georgia. Now we're talking about 2 5-star running backs in the same class. Only happened, at least off the top of my head, twice in our recent history with USC in the mid-2000s. And then last year, of course, with Florida State reeling in 2 5-star running backs. I don't think people understand and realize how difficult it is to do that, how difficult it is to sell a 5-star who's got every offer in the world, that you're going to be going in with another guy who has every offer in the world, and the egos of these kids. But I think what's good in this day and age is that these kids are less afraid of competition than they've ever been before. So when you get a guy like Zamir White committing to Georgia, you get James Cook, who used to be committed to Florida State, he does say smartly, maybe I don't want to follow my brother Dalvin to Florida State. Maybe that's not what I want to do. Maybe I want to live up to my own name and create my own legacy. But I'm not going to be scared away by another 5-star running back because I've got skills myself. You're getting 2 guys that play different styles of football. White is a bigger guy, more upright, more difficult to tackle, can break tackles, gain yards after catch. Cook is more of a shifty guy, make people miss in space, a little bit more top-end speed, and a good receiver out of the backfield. So they're going to complement each other extremely well. And one thing we know about Georgia, they're going to develop these guys because over the last many years, they've taken all the running backs they've had and turned them into great players, and they're going to do the same with these 2.